So traders, let's have a good look at the markets and get ready for another good week in the markets right now. Traders, I reckon that this is just the start of something much bigger for the downside in these markets. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, see that trading course there, right there? I'm giving away free access to that. And one of the very first videos you actually get a bit of a bonus video is the top 13 mistakes you're making right now and how to overcome them. Because if you're losing a lot of money, you're probably making a lot of mistakes in the markets. And that's going to really help you stop some of those, at least stop some of those mistakes, which is going to stop you losing money, which therefore default is going to help you get ahead much easier, right? So that's what I wanted to say about that, about that moving forward. Let's get into the S&P 500 now and see what's going on with this here. So the S&P 500, there's actually two things that I'm noticing on the S&P 500, and I believe there's going to be a lot more downside to come out of the S&P 500. And if we have a look at this here, look at this. So we were in a bit of a channel. As you can see, we're actually in a bit of a channel through here. And if I just identify this here, okay, so if we have this resistance, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and then the market, what happened is the market actually, see how it actually bounced off that level there? Now look what has actually happened in the markets, okay? This is actually really key to the markets. We know that level was indeed a resistance level in the past. We know it was a strong support, but look what happened recently. It broke back below it. What does that mean? That means now that if we do get any upward movement from here, we're probably likely to hit resistance and probably likely to continue down from there, seeing probably a lot more of a move on the downside. That's the very first thing I'm noticing on the S&P 500 is this strong area of resistance has now broken through, and now it's probably, it was support through level 3 here. Now it's probably going to become an area of resistance. Okay, so that's the very first thing I do say there. The next thing I do say is look at this here. The third thing here is look at this here. We had a very strong upward trend through here. Now, if this market was going to hold strong, we've got the starter point, we've got all the support level through there, and exact same spot, look at it bounce through there. If this market was strong, this was like a double support line, this one through here, and this one through here. That's a double support line in the markets. So if the market was going to hold, it would have held there and then continued up. But due to the fact that it even broke that trend line, so now you have this support and resistance line and this support and resistance line, and it broke even that level. That's showing a lot of weakness in the markets. And then the last thing we see on the S&P 500, which is giving us a, hey, look at me because we're about to see some more downside, is the trend has changed. Someone said in my comment section recently that, John, the trend hasn't changed because it hasn't broken the lows of October yet. And it's like, do you understand what trend analysis is, right? Do you really understand what trend analysis is? Or is that what you're hoping for? What is a trend? A trend is lower highs and lower lows. An upward trend is higher highs and higher lows. So if the market comes down, makes a lower high and breaks past previous lows, this is now a down trend. There's no ifs or buts or maybes or anything about that, right? This is now a down trend in the markets. So we have a high, we have a lower high, and then we also can see it's actually broken this low through here. So this market is now screaming bearish. Now, in a downward leg, we are probably not going to see movement on the downside like day after day after day after day after day after day, right? We're probably going to get something like this where we might get a down day tomorrow, like sideways like that, down, you know, overall movement on the downside. So we see that through there. And then the last thing, so that's number one was this channel. Number two was the actual trend line coming up through there. Number three is the lower high. And number four is now looking at this. If I squeeze my charts right up and I actually identify, look at this area. If I identify this resistance level through that support and resistance level through there, which is around that 3200 level, notice when I actually squeeze my charts up, look what happened here. See how this actually gave me a breakout to the upside of the channel. And now guess what? We're now back in it, which creates a false breakout. There is nothing bullish about these markets right now. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, the big mistake that you little bumblebees are going to do right now, you're going to, oh my goodness, John said the market's going to crash. Let's go short. You can do that if you want to, okay? But also just have good risk management as well too. And just know, number one, which 99% of you guys are not going to listen to this, that any trade can be a losing trade, right? Any trade can be a losing trade. Now, there's a massive probability of this actually working out. And because this was a false breakout, we're probably likely to head back down to the bottom of the Chanel, which is that point through there, that point through there. So we're probably going to head back down to now the 3,200 level in the good old stocky market, right? On the good old stocky market. Let's go have a look at the Dow Jones, the good old DJ. And if we have a look at the Dow Jones, look at this through here, right? So we can see that we've actually had a, if I actually bring up, we can see we've actually had a bit of a sideways movement through here. And now we've actually came down, we bounced off, we came up, made a lower high and broke back below this level through here. And you can see how this was, if I do a bit of a, let's actually see through there. Okay, cool. That'll be the trend line. Look at that through there, right? See how we're just squeezing up and squeezing up from that level through there, squeezing up through here. And then now we're actually breaking back below. So the next major level of sort of significant levels of support or resistance is probably around that 30,000 level. More than likely, it's probably going to head back down towards the lows from here. I see this pattern so many times where it goes up, it goes sideways, and then it just breaks down and then we continue down. So I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, to actually see maybe a bit of an update today. You know, a bit of an update like that through there. And then possibly seeing this happening through here on the Dow Jones as well too. So the markets are looking really, really bearish right now, guys. Looking at the Nasdaq as well too. And the Nasdaq has created a bull flag, but the bull flag as well, it's created a strong level of support, has broken below it. So what does that mean now? That means now this bullish flag is no longer bullish, it is now bearish. And it's pretty oxymoron, right? This bull flag is bearish. That's the way the markets work, right? And so we have a breakdown through there. So now the Nasdaq's probably not. Now the Nasdaq is probably going to run down towards 10,200 on a short-term technical level basis. Looking at through there, and if I go look at the Russell, and as you can see on the Russell, if I look at that, this actually was a bull flag. It actually broke down and out to the downside. Then look what happened. Now it's actually running back down towards the low. So the Russell's actually looking quite weak on an overall basis as well through there. So that's actually a few things there that I'm actually watching for when it comes to the markets. Now, guys, 99% of my trading or 95% of my trading is done based off systems and rules, okay? I'm doing a market update for you right now, but in that free trading course, I give you my #1 trading system. And the thing is that whenever we're trading, we can do market updates, but whenever I'm trading individual stocks, 95% of the time I'm trading based off just sets of rules, a set of system, a system that I have that is there to really help you and guide you to get into good quality trades, right? Because the biggest mistake you're making right now is that you're probably short in the market right now because you think it's a good idea. Now, if you've got some funds there and you want to do that, then that's okay 5% of the time. But if you're bread and butter, if you really suck at trading right now and you're going backwards, then that's probably the reason why, because you're bread and butter, which is me, it's for my system. If you don't have that, then you're probably going to be struggling in the markets from that perspective there. Let's go have a good look at the good old gold market as well too. Now, gold actually had a very, very, very big strong update from there. What could be happening with gold right now? And if I take everything off the screen from here and I go back to the weekly chart, what could be happening with gold? And let's actually just see through here. Let's actually see if we can identify something through there. All right, so that could be that through there. Possibly that could be something through there, possibly. All right, so I'm just trying to identify some other levels of support or resistance through there. No, nothing through there. What could be possibly happening through here is that we've had a very big strong leg up, and if I just look at this level through here, from that point there to that point there, yeah, we didn't quite. Oh, actually, you know what we do? Actually, we just got. We got to less than 50%, and now we're holding again. So that's all that this actually. That's all that maybe she wrote. when it comes looking at the gold market, because the gold market had a big move up and then a big move down and now sideways. So on a short-term level basis, guys, it's very, very, very difficult to see what's happening with gold right now. On a short-term technical level basis, we're probably going to go sideways a bit more, but again, we could actually start to see a big leg up. So very, very short-term, it's very, very uncertain from here, because we had a big strong leg up, but a big strong leg up, big strong leg down, and now we're just going over or sideways with a strong up day from here. That's the short-term level. My long-term level basis, guys, is you must understand that I'm very bullish long-term in the market, and that doesn't mean that the market cannot go down for a week or two, right? Because you're like, oh, John said he's bullish the markets and it went down 5%. It's like, guys, come on, okay? How do bull markets work, right? Bull markets actually work. Remember I said before at the start, what is the trend? The trend is up, it's down, it's up, it's down. Like, that's a trend, right? This actually just could be part of that big move from there. So guys, all in all, gold, I'm long-term bullish with gold, but I'm still not too quite sure about seeing a very strong leg upward at this time. I'm not getting a very good clear indication. So again, I wouldn't expect too much of a big upward move from here. We maybe need a bit more of a sideways movement. But looking at the actual stock market, the S&P, Nasdaq, and the Dow, they all look like they're going to continue the crash this week. And I believe the crash is going to get much more heated this week.